What's up everyone, it's Michael Fight and welcome back. Guys, guess what? I got my hands on the beta for Star Wars Battlefront 3, so I'm going through some of the cool things now. I'm going to show you survival mode as part of some of the missions. There was only one of them unlocked, but as you can see, it kind of gives you a brief of what it is. I can do normal mode, I can do a multiplayer, as they call it, couch co-op, which means somebody could sit next to me and we can split screen it, old school style, and we can either play with each other or against each other. Super cool. I love it, especially good if you have a giant 65-inch TV like I do. Makes it pretty neat to be able to kind of share that stuff back and forth between each other. But really cool. So survival starts on Tatooine. And you kind of get an idea of if you've ever played Battlefront before, it's basically an upgraded version. Everything looks super clean. The gameplay was really nice. It gets a little dodgy here and there just because I think the beta kind of downloaded a little weird on my system. So you'll see kind of some skips here and there. But you see, just like in most FPSs, you do have your primary and your secondary, and you can map them to buttons, which is nice. So here, watch this intro. I'll let you guys go through the cinematic before I cut you out.
Hey, let's go!
Awesome, possibly foreshadowing some things to come in the Force Awakens movie. Alright, so now you're going to see some gameplay footage. This is in the first person section, where basically I'm running around. My goal is to kind of defeat waves of enemies as they come, and this is the very first mission that was available only in the beta. As you can see, the red stormtroopers kind of have heavy gear on, and there is a weapon cooldown, so if you shoot too long, your weapon will kind of overheat and pause you from shooting for a little while. As you can see, headshots, just like in most first-person shooters, are super productive. Your shield is down at the bottom where my bow tie is, your radar in the bottom left corner. Now, the radar was the one thing I had the most trouble with this game. The radar isn't fantastic. I guess I'm kind of spoiled with Destiny and some other games where the radar really kind of shows you a better distance as to where they are and where they're located. The biggest trouble I had was that if someone was behind me, I didn't often notice it until they were shooting me. And as you're going to see in my next video with the multiplayer section, once an enemy started shooting you, you were pretty much dead. So this section is basically like defend the pod. So I'm going to bounce around to different areas and take a look at the different pods and shoot down enemies that try to capture the pod. As you can see, I kind of have some weapons mapped right now. My L1 was mapped with like kind of a 3 little grenade bomber, which I'm about to use. So this let me chuck like 3 little grenades at this guy, which is pretty good. I noticed in this section, I'm like, crap, there's absolutely no coverage whatsoever. My regular gun that I had, and then I had like an ion blaster, which I had mapped to triangle. By the way, guys, I'm on PlayStation 4 for this beta. And the ion blaster was nice. It was kind of like what you would call like a special weapon. It was kind of gave a nice distance and also pretty good heavy to it. And then my R1 was actually a jetpack that allowed me to kind of jump super high. The jump in this is a very normal jump. It's very low. The jump really isn't meant for anything aside from jumping over small rocks. It's not something where you're gonna jump up into a tall cliff area. As you can see, the ATST shot me down good and I died. And what's cool is that once I died, I respawned and brought me right back to that same exact mission in the same exact spot. So as you can see, I go to the ATSD, and he's still at that same sort of health. So, comes in really handy for if you're playing through a mission, you don't have to wipe and start all over again. Very, very nice. And once you've used one of your special weapons or your special maps, they do have a cooldown, and it does tell you in the loading screen the number of seconds that your cooldown is. Like as an example, one of my weapons had a 7.5 second cooldown, which really wasn't that bad because your main weapon is what you're going to be firing most of all in Battlefront. If you guys are familiar with Battlefront 1 and 2, you're really going to spend the majority of your time with your main weapon. Later on in the multiplayer mode, you're going to see I had a sniper rifle for a little while, which only had one shot and then a 7-second cooldown, which was good. The thing about the multiplayer is it's very fast, as currently in the beta. There's not a lot of time to camp around, and there's not a lot of spots to camp, although there are a lot of head glitching, which was another issue that was very frustrating, is I saw a lot of people shooting me through rocks, just because they could just kind of get out their headshot out there. And as you can see, that section I kind of used my my super jump jetpack thing. So I'm going to let you guys watch a little more footage. You can hear the music, and then I'll come back and we'll just recap before it ends.
Coming into scanning range. New ATST detected. Defensive position. They're coming in again.
Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this beta of Battlefront. Keep an eye out for tomorrow. I'm going to be posting a multiplayer footage out there that I'm going to cut through tonight, so don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And of course, follow me on Twitch, guys, twitch.tv/MichaelFight. I will be playing some Battlefront once the game officially launches. I'm actually going to be gone for the majority of the time the open beta is out. I'm going to be at Comic-Con, so if you're not following me on Periscope, do that, because you'll be able to see some of the shenanigans I get into during Comic-Con. So, alright guys, I love you so much. I hope to see you on my Twitch channel. We can talk about Battlefront and all sorts of things. Goodbye, everybody. I love ya!